Hello and welcome to the next episode of a Statesmen Podcast. My name is Mr. King, the head of school here at New Hope, and today I have with me Mrs. Catlos, our middle school, high school principal.
Hello.
Just as a reminder, our podcast is meant to inform, share, to connect, and also to engage about the wonderful things happening here at New Hope regarding academic excellence, spiritual growth, and also student life opportunities. So today I brought our middle school, high school principal today and just wanted to spend some time talking a few things about your area and get to know what's happening in the middle school, high school. So I guess maybe just to start off, tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe your background and how you came to be the middle school, high school principal.
Sure. Well, my name is Allison Catlos, and this is my 10th year, I believe, at New Hope. I graduated from undergrad with a degree in elementary education and started off teaching for Westerville City Schools back in 1999, I believe. I taught there for 6 years, and then my husband and I moved to the Circleville area where I taught at Logan Elm at McDowell Junior High for a year. And then we started our family. We have 2 boys, Drew, who's 16, and Eric, who is 13. And I stayed home with them for probably 8 years. During that time, I was a fitness instructor and met some women who were affiliated with the NAS here in Circleville. And as the time drew for our youngest to go into kindergarten, they said, well, what would you think about coming to teach at New Hope? And so I said, sure, I'll try that. So I came and got a job here. I became the middle school language arts, science, social studies, Bible, a little of everything teacher. And then I think after my 6th year here, I answered the call to be the middle school, high school principal. So that's how I came to be here.
Fantastic. So if you were to just kind of give us a quick snapshot of the highlights happening right now in the middle school, high school, what would you point out for us?
We have a lot of really awesome things going on in the middle school, high school right now. We are desperately trying to bring back the life and then some that we lost during COVID. So right now, we just have some really neat things happening. Our new science teacher in middle school, Mrs. Brown, is doing some amazing things with her science classes, from building roller coasters to making ice cream, just really making science come alive in the middle and high school. That's been fun. Our high school traveled to the Christian College Fair a couple of weeks ago, and that was super fun for them. Mr. Radcliffe has been running the Student Worship Club. We have had 2 chapel services now that have been completely student-led from a music perspective, so that's been really awesome. Oh goodness, what else? We have had our juniors who went to the State House with yourself and Ms. McGinnis to see the backpack bill be presented to the Senate. We have had some awesome volleyball and soccer seasons so far. And then recently, our juniors and seniors participated in the United Way Community Action Day, where we served in different areas throughout Pickaway County. So lots of exciting things happening at the middle and high school.
Fantastic. So as an administrator, you always set off every year with goals and what you hope to accomplish for your area. What are some of those goals you have this year for the middle school, high school?
Well, this year, I have several goals, actually. The first, of course, being bringing back our student life that we desperately need after a couple years of a shutdown of really our student life not being able to get together. So we want to bring back our student life. We want to bring back worship club, which we've got. We have chess club. We want to initiate a book club. We have some students, some girls who are leading an extension of their discipleship group. So that's one area that we really want to improve upon. We have our high school planning homecoming. And then as far as an academic area, I really want to focus on writing across the curriculum this year. We know that our end of course exams and our MAP scores really put a lot of pressure in the areas of reading, science, and math, but we don't have an assessment for writing. And writing is so important and crucial in all areas of life, whatever you're going to be doing for the workforce in the future. So we really want to get that more stabilized in the writing area. And then last but not least, our staff will be doing a book study this year. It's called Fertile Ground, and it's really about youth pastoring, because so much of what we do here is youth pastoring, really. So those are some of the goals I have for this year.
All right, so like any proud parent, I want to just give you a minute to brag on your students, and then also brag brag on your staff here at the middle school, high school.
So we have an amazing staff here. I mean, I just look at what is happening with this podcast. We have Mr. Kamer, who is a pastor and is passionate about computers and about audio and video and how to get the word out to people through that medium, and just being able to see all the students who have had a part in applying that knowledge to a real world situation, which we see right here with this podcast. That's been awesome. Again, just having Mrs. Greiner here for her first fall athletic season has been amazing. Just seeing what she's done with the soccer and volleyball teams. Mr. Radcliffe leading his worship team, and the band, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but they have some really cool things planned for the Christmas program. Miss McGinnis just doing all of her things that she does in social studies, with bringing all of those government areas to life with her students. And Mrs. Grimion has creative writing, and we have Mrs. Culp, who's working with a student teacher, and Mrs. Swank, who's learning how to manage F&F in a new and fresh way, and Mr. Drum, who took on physics this year. We just have so many neat things going on with our teachers, and our students are, I think, excited this year to get back to a sense of normalcy, looking forward to some really neat things that are going to be happening socially in the building as well as academically.
So I know you and I talk a lot about, especially when students get into their high school years, of credit checks are a big thing, of how many credits a student has to earn for graduation requirements. What's the difference between those credits earned and really the experience you're after for a student here at New Hope?
Sure. So credits earned, just to kind of explain that process briefly, of course, each class that you take here at New Hope is getting you one credit closer to graduating and to earning your high school diploma. And those credits are necessary, and you have to have them no matter where you go to school in order to graduate and earn your high school diploma. What we see happening a lot is with students who take a college avenue while they're still in high school, they earn those credits a lot earlier, so they're essentially finished with high school a lot earlier. And while that sounds really good on paper, if you think about it in terms of your future, it really does push you into the workforce a few years earlier, potentially. And the way that I personally see it is you have the rest of your life to work. So take your time and get your education, enjoy it, have fun, get as much life experience as you can. You know, if I were in school right now and I had met my credits, I would still want to take a class like Digital Creator so that I could have a marketable skill when I finished. I might take an extra math class that I don't necessarily have to take then when I get to college. So just being with your friends, forming those relationships, that's really important at this age.
All right, so kind of the last thing, if you could just pick out one thing, I know it's hard, that you just wanted to highlight about this place as a middle school, high school, what would it be? You want everybody to know about?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I want people to know here is that our students and staff work incredibly hard to make this a great school. We have awesome teachers, we have awesome kids. We're not perfect, but we are committed to giving our students the best education that we can give them. And our purpose here is to help them find the calling that the Lord has put on their life. And we want His voice to be the loudest that they hear. And that's our goal.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for being here today. I look forward to hearing more and more throughout the year about what's happening in the middle school, high school. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time for the Statesmen Podcast.